we had in Milano a very interesting session on the monoclonal antibodies targeting CD38. 3 drugs are currently in development. One fully human at very early stage of development, Moreau 202. A second one also at early stage of development, a chimeric monoclonal antibody, isatuximab, and patients are not yet enrolled into phase 3 clinical trials. And the most advanced one in this development is daratumumab, targeting CD38 as well, fully human. And daratumumab is now approved, in fact, in US, but also in Europe, based on the results of 2 phase 2 trials. One in Europe, the Gen 501 study, on more than 40 patients, and another one in the US, the Sirius study, on more than 100 patients. So overall, we have 148 patients with a combination of the 2 trials. And these patients, all of them were very advanced in the course of their disease. They were all of them refractory to IMiDs and also refractory to proteasome inhibitors. So the definition of this unmet medical need when we don't have any other available therapies. And in these patients, in fact, 30% of them will respond to daratumumab. And in addition to the 30%, half of the patients, 50%, are stabilized, are not progressing anymore with either minor responses or stable disease. And the benefit is really clear for those patients that are responding with an overall survival that is better than 2 years, probably. And for patients with a stable disease or a minor response, so half of the patients, the median overall survival is 18 months, so 1 year and a half of additional survival when these patients were supposed to have a very short life expectancy because of this unmet medical need and no other treatment possibilities. So DARA was approved based on these 2 trials, and it will be used in very advanced patients for sure, but the future is to use DARA probably earlier in the course of the disease. And very recently, 2 important manuscripts were published in the New England Journal of Medicine. One comparing bortezomib and dex versus bortezomib dex plus daratumumab, the CASTOR study, and another one, the POLLUX study, comparing lenalidomide and dexamethasone, one of the standard of care as well, versus lendex plus daratumumab. And these 2 trials are showing that the addition of DARA is improving, highly improving, the progression-free survival. That was the primary endpoint of the study, so the duration of the response, with the hazard ratio that was less than 0.4. And these results are the best ones ever reported in relapsed myeloma. It means that there is a 60% reduction in the risk of death or progression with the addition of daratumumab. So these results are really outstanding, and I think that based on the CASTOR and POLLUX, DARA will be approved in patients with at least one prior line of treatment, so at the time of the first relapse. And DARA will be widely used in combination with either bortezomib or lenalidomide that are currently the standards of care. Well, CD38 is expressed in many different types of cells, not only plasma cells, but also NK cells, T cells, B cells, but also red blood cells, also on endothelial cells, etc. But when looking at the toxicity profile of DARA, there are really few concerns, in fact, few issues. Infusion-related reactions, yes, for half of the patients, but mostly at the time of the first infusion of the drug, and with a systematic pre-medication, and we can easily manage this complication, and otherwise very few toxicity, surprisingly I would say, and no off-target toxicity. So this is very important as well. So this is a very manageable drug, and the development currently is IV, but we are going to switch, to my opinion, very quickly to the sub-Q administration of daratumumab as well. And there are ongoing studies looking at the administration of daratumumab sub-Q. Well, we don't know if with sub-Q DARA the infusion-related reaction rate will decrease or not. This is also the goal of the study, to look at a better safety profile, but also it will be more convenient, much more convenient for the patients as well.